when it happens, you got to capitalize and put in more work even harder.
I make sure that I got my ducks in a row before I announce anything, and I make sure that if I fail, it's gonna be on me.
It's a fact, and there's gold producers and platinum who are literally cooking up beats on an iPad, on GarageBand. So what VSTs and what equipment are we talking then,
I used to chase placements. I would rather make beats for my friends and come up with them and grow with them.
When it comes to luxury, I think of having the luxury of time, of freedom, of choice, of, like that's a luxury to me.
Check, 1, 2. What's up with y'all? Y'all already know it's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Producer's new favorite podcast, Let Me Rap With You. We are into another week of the first month of 2021. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is, in a creative space that, they want to be in for the New Year's, kicking it off right. Y'all already know how we do. But of course, before we get into all the special kicks and gags and all that, y'all know this podcast is sponsored by DMelz. Think you dripping? You ain't dripping until you come shop with us. Make sure you get my guy Smash 215 at DMelz Shop. That's DEMOLIR Shop. No underscore, no none of that. Y'all already know this. We season 2 on this. You already know. And of course, this podcast is sponsored by Major Loops. Looking for placement-worthy samples? Loops. Kits, 808s, drums, claps, hi-hats, snares, kicks, construction, midis, down to the you name it. Shout out my guy Roy Lux. Make sure y'all go on majorloops.com. Great kits, great prices. You already know. And of course, this podcast is sponsored by No Rival Shop. You already know. Make sure you get my guy the mine. Go on norivalshop.com. Make sure you get at, the new collections they got coming in. And of course, I've talked to him. He got some crazy shit coming for 2021. So, you feel me? I'm telling y'all, I can't give y'all too much info. We're trying to keep the sponsors. So, y'all already know though. The usual random positive vibes, hope everybody cooking up, people in the studio, I know a couple people that's, dropping this month, coming to the end of the month, couple people that already dropped, shit's going good, make sure y'all stream the single Doing It Big, with my guy DMelz KojoBeatz, shout out my guy VW Brando, crazy on the boards, you feel me? But y'all already know though, it's getting ourselves situated. But actually, what I'm gonna do while we doing this, only because I know the guests that we're gonna have tonight, it's a couple of things that we're gonna talk about. So there's actually a podcast that I actually want to shout out beforehand because Let Me Rap With You, we're more so based on like music, fashion, more so in like the creative space, and there's a lot of creative ways to do things. But one thing I'm not going to try to act like that I'm really on, because like the last couple episodes, I kind of been on it, been talking about gaming and all that, y'all even see the shirt, I love retro games and all that. But for the sake of great promo and for giving my listeners and anybody else that's listening a great ear, if you actually want to get into listening into more gaming and stuff like that, and stuff in that kind of collision, actually I don't even know why I said collision, because that's the name of the podcast. Make sure you guys check out Mike and Colin's Virtual Collision on YouTube. They have new episodes every week. Like those guys, I love what they talk about when it comes to like the gaming and stuff, whether it's retro gaming, new gaming and stuff like that. So if you definitely want to hear more stuff about gaming on a better aspect than mine, make sure you check them out. You can actually follow them on Instagram at MCVC_podcast. So I definitely wanted to get them guys a shout out tonight, because a couple of things that we're going to talk about, once we get into the guest call, we definitely going to get into that. But actually, while we doing that, we're actually going to get into the guest call. And like I said, we've been through a hell of a season. I've said it on Twitter, said it on Instagram. Definitely shout out to everyone that's been rocking with us. You know, had some patches left and right, but you know, made do what we made do. You know, came back really around like Christmas time, you know, shit like that. So definitely appreciate everybody still, you know, rocking with us. You know, we still here. We about to end the season off right, because you know we almost there. We almost there. So, you feel me? My camera's acting weird. Ain't that some shit? I just had to click on it for a second just to make sure, like, you know, shit's straight, cause Charles acting a little funny. I don't know why it's focusing on something else. I ain't really gonna stress out that. Ain't that some shit? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the camera tonight, but you know, definitely had to fix that up tonight before, you know. I think the camera's on the intelligent audio. For some reason that shit must be on tonight, so you know. No, it's cool though. As long as we got on the, you know, the right angle, you know, it's not really acting that funny now, so you know, hopefully I don't really gotta go through that, you know, for the rest of the episode, but you know, may do what we may do. You know, we not stopping for nothing. Ain't nothing but a quick, easy edit. So, you know, with that being said, let's actually, you know, let's get ready to send this link out. But other than that, you know, besides like, you know, the intro segment for the night, you know, tonight's interview is actually going to be very, very interesting because, you know, we seen artists, you know, work in a lot of ways, but, you know, tonight's artist, he works in a whole different matter and done ends to where, you know, I've never really seen artists really, you know, do some shit like that. So it's definitely going to be an interesting interview tonight. And sent. Alright, got the link sent. We almost rolling, ready to go. Shit, y'all already know how we do. Gary say, got some snacks. And these are not edibles. No, these are not edibles. Don't go nobody, no, nobody don't think that. Trust me, the Drake episode, that was a trip itself. That shit was a trip enough. So trust me, just know that, you know, it ain't going there. It ain't going there like that. These are just regular gushers. Regular gushers. The weed not regular. I will say, the weed is not regular. I will say that. The weed ain't regular. That ain't regular. You know, I'm gonna just keep that bit, you know, before we get into the bit. The gushers may be regular, but the weed isn't. Just know that for sure. Definitely gotta get some, you know, can we butter you up edibles for the, you know, the finale, you know, for the last episode. Because if we gonna go out with a bang, I definitely gotta go out with them, you know. So for sure. But you know, we getting lit, we getting rolled while we waiting on the guests to, you know, get the link. Already sent out. So you know what's crazy? I forgot to show y'all because of the whole camera ordeal. It slipped my mind. Backwoods and rolling up. I'm about to show y'all the pack. Wow, the brum authentic. Like these Jones, like I ain't heard about them Jones. Like a lot of people tell me they was out in like the 80s, but you don't see them in a lot of stores. And then the store that I always get my wraps from before I come to the office and all that. You know, I went in there and there was like a limited box somewhere. I'm sitting there like, wait, what the fuck is that? That look like some bootleg backwoods or something. And I'm looking. Because I do my research on backwoods all the time. When I seen it, I said, oh, that's the pack. That's the pack. I gotta try it. Definitely gotta try it. So, you know, we rolling like 80s babies tonight and shit. You feel me? Rolling like 80s babies. I'm going crazy. So, feel me? Alright. Perfect. Rolled up. Now we're just waiting on the guest call. Definitely shout out to everybody who's still, you know, starting the year off, making moves crazy. Some gas. Which y'all already know we on. All right, we in. All right, mine's connected to the audio.
Yeah. All right.
You got it?
Yeah, because it went to some default settings. It wasn't working.
It does that sometimes, but you already know it's an easy out edit. But Let Me Rap With You podcast. You already know it's your boy 215 KojoBeatz, aka Streets, aka you already know this. We got special guests. And before we even get to it, I'm actually gonna use the words freestyle guru. Like I kind of have to give you this respect only because of how I've been paying attention and how, like, you know, Dropout, shout out my guy Dropout Monroe actually, because he's the one who plugged up this interview. But when he was putting me on and I was paying attention, I'm like, yo, this guy is a freestyle guru. He don't even just freestyle, like he put this shit into an art. So we got special guest, freestyle guru. Throw Genji in the building. What's up with you, bro?
Chilling, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Been freestyling for a while, man. So it's good to hear that, man.
When Dropout was telling me, you know, we was talking about it in the text messages, he said, bro, he is the way he freestyle, bro, is unbelievable. And I said, you know what? I'm going to see for myself. And, you know, once I had followed you, looked at a couple lives, I'm like, yo, Dropout was not kidding.
Yeah, the lives, yeah. I don't know if you checked on Twitch too. Like I've been going off on Twitch. Really.
I did see a couple notifications because I just got my Twitch app back. So I did see a couple of notifications. Yeah. So for sure, I definitely gotta get back on Twitch. But before we get into all the fun gags and all that stuff, you know, I usually like to start from the upbringing, you know, from, you know, where you're from and actually what started you to do music and freestyling in the first place.
Well, I'm from Chelsea, Massachusetts. You know, born in Boston. Chelsea's real close to Boston. It's like right over the bridge. Small city. Not many people know about it, but it's where I'm from. And I actually ended up moving to Shaker Heights in Ohio. It's near Cleveland, Ohio. And during my high school years and a little middle school too. So I would see this dude, like, he would be like talking to himself almost, like before I even rap. I would see him and he would look like he's talking to himself, but then, you know, obviously he's rhyming, like in the middle of the class, teacher's trying to teach and he's just rhyming to himself, like freestyling. So I was kind of like amazed at that shit, really intrigued. So I get to, you know, watching more movies about it, like the Freestyle movie and like, I forgot the exact name of it, but people like Juice and Supernatural, you know, I don't know. And with my homies, I had a good group of friends, rappers, and like we would just freestyle, man. Like that would just be the shit. So I always thought freestyling was the shit, how you can come up with something, like someone could take something out of a bag or give you a word and you could just flip it on the spot. I thought that was amazing. So it took me so long to get to the point where I could actually like do that, you know? It was years and years of me having to think before, but now I just go. Like, you know. So that's how it was pretty much.
Does that include all the songs that are on our platforms as well?
What, that are freestyle?
Yeah, like some of the songs that you have on like Spotify and all that. Are some of those freestyles as well?
I'll tag it if it's a freestyle. Like I'll put freestyle in the title. But
for sure.
No, I've been doing a lot more written too. Yeah,
I could definitely tell because I was listening to the first album last week. And then I had seen you drop. I had seen you drop the new. I ain't get to finish Bit Crash yet. I ain't get to finish it yet, but I know one of my favorite singles on there because you had already dropped it previously. Knuckles. That is definitely one of my favorite singles. Like what inspired you to really come up with this like retro like nostalgic like style of yours?
Word. Yeah. I'm gonna start off saying I like your shirt, man. That's dope right there.
Mm-hmm.
Got the retro vibes. I love Pac-Man and shit.
I had to for this episode, bro. That's how much I studied down, bro. I had to for this episode, bro.
So
it's only right.
The retro vibes it was always instilled in me. I don't know. I would watch my older brothers playing video games a lot, even before I knew how to like. They probably was handing me the controller, wasn't even plugged in, you know. I was just thinking I was playing. And I don't know, it just always stuck with me. I feel like it's there with me. So I got to express it, you know. It keeps me, it's part of my, it's just part of me, you know what I'm saying? So I love to bring that out. And I feel like the older games just had the soul, man, you know, a lot of soul in them nowadays. Obviously a lot of microtransactions and all that type of stuff, DLC. But you know, that's what it is basically.
I definitely feel you on that because like I'm a retro gamer myself. Like literally on my PS4, I got Miss Pac-Man and Galaga sitting on that shit right now. Like no bullshit. Like I just don't know what it is. It's like the old games is like I could play them all fucking day, but it's like the new games is like 2 days. I get tired quick. I don't know what it is.
I feel like there's a lot of art and music in the old games, you know. It's just really like you can see the art. It wasn't to be so realistic yet, you know what I'm saying? They really went hard with they got.
It was meant to still look like a dream.
Yeah, exactly. You could imagine the rest in your head, you know. It was ill.
For sure. But what were some of your favorite musical influences, you know, coming up as a child, you know, that kind of inspired, you know, your music? Because, you know, we all got that, you know, that person that always like pushes us when we listen to him.
Man, what early on, like around early 2000s, stuff like that. I was really listening to a lot of Diplomats and Cameron, man. He the way he would put rhymes together and shit. Thought it was dope, man, fly. And I would listen to Nas too. I think, you know, Nas is of course like the GOAT, one of the GOATs for sure. Just the way he can put a whole verse together and just he's actually like saying stuff, man, while still being so lyrical and it's just so natural to him with his vocab and everything. So I was a big fan of Nas and music in general, seems very therapeutic for me, So I listen to a lot of different genres and a lot of different music, man. I listen to a lot of vaporwave and stuff. It's soothing.
I just started getting into vaporwave because like I'm a lo-fi fan, but a lot of lo-fi creators, they're putting like vaporwave songs in there.
Hell yeah.
They're blending it in the playlist now. So I'm just naturally like just catching the vibe because once I hit that shuffle, I don't feel like pressing shit after that. But definitely like Diplomats because like I'm looking at it right now. I got Joel Santana from Me to You sitting right there on the desk to my left right now, and I think it's like the right to me in my closet. What Cameron album is that though? I got in my closet. Purple Haze.
Purple Haze.
Yeah. That was
nice cover on that.
Yeah, that was the one. I think I don't know.
You got the case, huh? Too. The days of the discs, man. The album still.
Hold on. Let me see. It's a good thing this chair got wheels. Cause let me see if I can slide and grab this Joel Santana album real quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
Grab it. The beauty of the wheels and the seats.
Look, people know for the podcast. If it's for music, I'm going to pull the M, but like had to though.
Hell yeah.
Had to with it.
Up with that classic.
Yeah,
but I got some Jim Jones discs, man, but there's I don't even know where it's at right now.
I think Jim Jones, no offense, but my mama didn't have money like that all the time to go to Target or FYE to go pay $13, $15 for the album. So sometimes mama had to go get the bootleg sometimes, and still shout out to mama though. But Jim Jones, I think one of them was Hustler's Product of My Environment, if I remember, because I remember I was asking my mom for a Jim Jones album, but I had wanted the one before that. I forgot what that was called. I think it was called Diary of a Summer or something. I forgot what it was called. I think it was called
familiar.
Yeah, the one that had Summer with Miami with Trey Songz. The one that had that song, because that's my shit.
That was fire.
Yeah, that's my shit. The one with that song. I forgot what else was on that album, but I know I wanted that one. But she had got me Hustler's Product of My Environment by accident, and then that wound up becoming my favorite album by accident. So I was like, all right, that's cool. But with Nas, I think the one thing I want to say before we get to the next topic, like with Nas, because I was watching the Drink Champs podcast, it was so crazy how he could have got a song with Prince if he would have owned his masters.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment when he said that. Like, damn, Prince was really trying to tell him something, man.
That's cool. Prince gave him the premonition. That's all it was.
Right.
I guess he seen that it was going to happen. Some people had that. So it was like, I said that damn. But damn. Nas and Prince, because it's I'm sitting there damn, because if I ruled the world, that's definitely when we talking about Nas, if I ruled the world, that's probably top 3. That's top 3.
That's I'm glad you said that, because that record was one of the first rap records I heard, man, and that was that was big for me. Just as a kid, I was just wow, it's a dope track. And then like Busta Rhymes, but that's a whole not to get off Nas, but man, that track was If I Ruled the World's fire.
Busta Rhymes,
super classic.
Ahead of he was basically he was the future. He leaders of the new school. When I that was the first time I started paying attention, because I remember one day, for some reason I have this memory. It was like a throwback day on Rap City. They played Flavor in Your Ear, a couple other videos, and then they played the Leaders of the New School video. And then when I heard Busta, I sat there this motherfucker is ahead of his time.
Facts, man.
The fuck?
And he had the crazy flow, and it would be having multi-syllables, crazy.
Man, and then honestly, look at him now, running the label, and then the artists he got, it's just crazy. Like I said, he was ahead of his time. It's just, but you know how the industry get. Yeah. But getting back into the music, what were some of what were some of the first ventures that, because I paid attention, I see you like get into like not just freestyle stuff, but you get into like showcases other that. What were some of the like first showcases you had gotten into, coming up in the game?
Like performing live and stuff. Like
performing live, even if it was, anything like that.
Man, I would say I did a lot of battle rapping at first, you know what I mean? So I would do freestyle tournaments where it'd be like you go against like 3 people till you get to the finals against one person, you gotta like beat 4 people that night. Damn. And that was some of the first showcasing I did. And I would lose a lot of the first ones on some like bias stuff. People were telling me that, they thought I won lyrically, but I didn't have a full understanding of like how to work with the crowd yet. You know what I mean? So people were like beating me just working with the crowd better. So I had to learn that. And I eventually won. And that was like one of the biggest moments for me, honestly. Rapping was like when I won my first freestyle tournament. That shit, like, I was emotional, I was like.
So you actually dropped I was really listening to what you just said. And you actually dropped a gem that, a lot of artists, when they're talking, they ask about showcases, how to get shows and everything. But a main factor that, and I didn't know this when I was in my rap days, before I started getting into production, because I had did a couple of shows, and actually I ran a couple of venues. But one thing I didn't understand, and you just brought it up, and I'm glad you said it, controlling the crowd. Because like you said, now, I defend you on the lyrical end, because I'm a person of lyricism. It's one thing controlling the crowd, but having the flow and lyrics is another. You can control the crowd as much as you want, but if you don't got lyrical, content and flow, like, to me, that shit lasts for so long. But at the same time, because the crowd, everybody is different, I do kind of understand where they were coming from, and I understand how that, that taught you later on. So like, what's a gem that you can really give to people about controlling the crowd? Like whether it's like delivery or,
I feel like timing is great. And when you're hitting, especially battle wise, when you're hitting like the end of a rhyme scheme or the punchline, you got to make sure that it's an emphasis on that. You might even turn to the crowd with it or have some type of movement you got. And, and just rapping in general, I would see that sometimes, not that I would cram a bunch of rhymes, but it'd be like, it'd be for the average listener in the crowd, it's like maybe they're not even getting all the extra rhymes or, the intricacy of it, but they want to hear something that sonically sounds just better, like on the beat, I guess, or something that could catch their ear quicker or something, Not everyone's a rapper, I guess. So, but I always been like bars focused, you know what I'm saying? Like lyrics first. So, but
for some reason, I feel like that's how it has to be.
Yeah. In my opinion, I would say lyrics first for sure, man.
Yeah, because I say like this, me, like, even if like I go back to rap like full time, one thing that like my city always respected about me, I wasn't always the best dressed. I wasn't always the flexer. I didn't have y'all see how I am with the podcast. Like minimum, y'all might see me rock a nice watch or some shit. But
me too.
Like during the rap times, like I ain't really had that shit for real. I probably had like some regular sweats, like some regular like Aeropostale jeans and all that. But my friends will tell most of their niggas like, yo, like streets will probably outbar you in a heartbeat. So it's like I take that regardless. Like you said, the lyrics. My friends will always defend my lyrics before anything. They'll defend my lyrics before my image. They won't even give a shit. My friends don't care about how I look. They rather me like, nigga, you need to just come back. Like, fuck that shit. Like, you feel me?
Right, man. Because when you're really saying something and when you're skilled at your craft, I mean, I'm gonna appreciate that. I'm gonna, regardless of what, image is just image. And it's funny you bring that up because like, I would just wear whatever was comfortable to me. But people would say sometimes about image and stuff, and Like it's just never really been my priority, but I understand it to a certain degree. So get a little fly, but I'm not about to be spending like mad racks on stuff I don't really need, you know, clothes like that.
If I spend mad racks on clothes, it better be on some shit like this.
Yeah.
I say like that better be on some shit like this, or it better be from my sponsors. Like you feel me? That shit better go to some pockets I know it's gonna go to. But like, you know, like you know, it's crazy because like we're in a whole like internet era, and you know everything's different now. Everybody's in like the whole upload and you know try to get their streams up and everything, but you still take a lot of things back to the basics. And now we about to get into the real nit grit of the interview. The freestyling, because you said battle rap was one thing. Once you started really getting into the freestyle, like the freestyle flow of things, how did that really come about with you anyway? Like once you started like going on the lives and going on the Twitch and going on the IGs, because the IGs you be killing it crazy. You feel me?
Appreciate that, man. Let me think. I started doing them more often recently because I got to watching Harry Mack, and I was seeing how like there's still so many people interested in freestyle rap and can be amazed like that. And just to see him go hard like that, just knowing that, wow, man, like, still popping, like freestyles, people love it. And so like I would do them before that, lives and stuff, but it just wouldn't be as much. So then, but recently I started to do them as much. Like I got my Twitch going, and that's been going good, and it's getting up there. And I got a group of people that helping me out on Twitch and everything. So it's good to have people that got your back and stuff. Shout out to Dropout, for the interview too. And appreciate you for having me, because and it's something good to like between dropping music. I know that I can like spit freestyles every day, and people can still get some content out of that. So
for sure. And speaking of content, some of the content, and we're going outside, like the freestyle bit for a sec, because like when Dropout had put me on, like before you even dropped the Big Crash project, I was listening to everything else you had already dropped, like Knuckles. By the way, that was like 2018. But one of the songs that I had noticed when you had dropped the album, you had a song with Adamn Killa. How did that song come about?
Yeah, he was on Twitter doing a lot of features, and I was a fan of him from like 2 years ago, or like when he dropped the song with Young Lean. It's pretty lit. I've just been a fan from him since. I thought he had a really like dope, fun style and just really different, man. He always had some fire beats. And I seen, being a fan of his and seeing that, I was like, why not support him at the same time, get a feature going with one of my favorite rappers. Like, so it was lit. I got my homie to do the art. He did it for free, which I appreciate him. So Dr. Dread, he does fire art.
That shit's crazy. And definitely try out Adam, because I do remember that time where like he was doing features, hopping on like other producers' beats and stuff. He was showing love on both sides. He's definitely one of the artists that don't get appreciated for showing love on like, both sides of the.
That's right.
But, at the same time, and the album was actually, the album was inspiring to me, just like not even just off of your own sound, but just like off of the concept, escape artists. When I heard it, not even just the flow, the beat selection, but like I felt like it was a world of its own. Like what really made you like put that structure together for escape artists? Because I can tell that you really had like a thought process and a concept when it came to putting that together.
Thank you, man. I did. I'd done a lot of tracks at my homie's house, and just the vibe I realized of most of it, it just felt really like escapey. A lot of it was like having fun, or just even when the track was serious, it had like, I felt like the beats just had that vibe, escape vibe to it, so felt like it just takes you somewhere else, like a different dimension or something, just escape artist. I felt like it was just right. The vibe was right. And I tried to line up, I wanted to line up the tracks a certain way that I felt like made sense.
I definitely seen that with every track because like I felt like it was like a in story going to out story,
Nice. I appreciate that.
But and like I said, like Knuckles being one of my favorite songs, and going into the album you had just released, Big Crash. What inspired you to come up with a whole just video game like concept? Like I know we talked about the retro gaming and all that, but what made you just put it all together in just one?
Man, it just kept coming to mind. I'm like, I keep having these ideas to make video game songs. So, like, I'm like, yo, where am I? I might as well just do a whole tape. You know what I mean? I had so many tracks left over, all this game theme stuff. And I still got a lot more, actually, like, that didn't get on there yet due to, like, having to be mixed still and other reasons. So I might just, like, have a series with it, because I just got so much love for it. And,
yeah, because I'm going to say, with that being said, we probably going to see a Big Crash Part 2 with that.
Yeah, probably, maybe. I don't know about soon because like I got other vibes I'm trying to put out. And
I'll say like this: when we get enough, when they get enough requests, when they crash your DMs, that's when you got it. That big crash. when you get a big crash, then that's when we going like get a big crash in the DM. Then it's like shit, now I gotta drop.
If the people want it, yo, I'm here, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, 2021, and like I said, like 2020 was a hell of a year for a lot of people, and it's great to see that everybody's still here who's still here. The fans, shout out to y'all, glad everybody that's still here. But what are some of the plans that you got for 2021 other than like the other vibes? And if hypothetically speaking, if COVID does like fall over and you're able to go out and venture more again, like what are some of the plans that you have?
Man, I was supposed to do a show, had a show lined up like right when COVID hit. So like once COVID passes, I'll be doing a show in Boston, and that should be fucking lit. It's actually gonna be my first show, like musically, because I did a lot of rap battles on stage, but musically it's gonna be my first show. So I'm trying to turn that shit the fuck up.
For sure.
And because I got mad music to still drop, I'm gonna be consistent, like dropping every month. So
I'm gonna say, knowing that you got mad music to drop, you can get back to shows, just perform exclusive songs too. In that way. Yeah, because I'm gonna say that's how I've seen a lot of rappers actually, do their thing. Like instead of dropping a snippet, they just perform the song. Like that should be way more lit, honestly. Even if everybody don't know the words to it, if they a fan of you, they rocking with you and they gonna sit there like, damn, like we need that. Like,
yeah, that shit makes it look lit, man. Like I seen this clip of Lazy 3X once he just because you could even clip the show, some footage of the show, and then put it up online after. But just the fact that you got the people rocking with you too, the energy, it just is crazy.
For sure. So, just going in, and this, we're going, like, this is just like outer questions, like just a couple of fun questions, just because we're in a kind of like a Big Crash video game world. If you had a couple of racks and you can buy an old retro game system right now and a couple of games with it, what would you buy?
It'd be TurboGrafx 16. And I buy Splatterhouse, I buy R-Type, Ninja Spirit. It's Bloody Wolf.
Ninja Spirit is
Dungeon Explorer. Like cause man, I had it as a kid. And it's rarer out of those consoles. A lot of people had Sega and Nintendo, but TurboGrafx 16 was a little more rare. But it was fire, man. So I wish we did not sell it. I wish I could get it back and get like all the games for it, man. Because them getting expensive now, like the cartridge games.
Especially with the Sega. Like for me, it would be the Sega Dreamcast, And honestly, the only game I would need is Power Stone 1 and 2.
All right.
That's it. Because, like, and it's like, no offense to these new video games, but it's like, when they talk about 3D fighting games, like, I'll probably say Tekken. It's probably like the only true like new 3D fighting game because you can go like all over the stage. But like the one thing about like Power Stone is like that was like early 90s. Even before graphics was good. But you can go left, right, diagonal, up, down, jump on shit, pick up shit, throw shit at motherfuckers. Like, I'm sitting there like, this is a fighting game ahead of its time. Like, why is there no other fighting game like this? And then it's like, after that, it was like, Sega they moved on to the next shit. And it was like, damn, I'm mad I ain't had that shit no more.
Yeah, I never played it, but I always see my friends, I think they had it. They was reminiscing on it, saying how dope it was. And it did look fire, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it did look fire.
Free. It was like you said, you could move everywhere.
I think they had a 4-player free-for-all fight too. Oh my god, that shit was fucking crazy. I didn't see that shit. No, I didn't play that shit because I only had 2 controllers. But like when I go to my homie's house and they had that shit, and they all be doing what they doing, they be free-falling that bitch. I'll be like, yo, these motherfuckers like. And I thought Super Smash Brothers was crazy. These motherfuckers is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Most.
It was
now
one of them.
That is
one
the
of
only.
them,
that's the only other fighting game I fucked with. For real, back in the 90s like that. Super Smash Brothers.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm nice on the Melee, man. For real. If any rappers out there on the Melee, come see me. Get it popping.
I like the new ones only because they got Ice and Pick in that shit. I don't know why they ain't putting them in the original ones, but
Who?
Ice and Pick, the Ice Climbers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that video game, the Ice Climbers, where they had to climb up and shit? They didn't get put into that shit until after I think it was the one after Melee or the one after that.
I swear
they got put in late, like even Young Link.
I know they weren't in the first one.
Young Link even got put in Melee. Like, how y'all get Young Link and y'all don't even put the Ice Climbers in this shit? Like, no disrespect to my nigga, but you feel me? Like, I don't know, but it is what it is though. Like, but before we get into the final question of the podcast, damn, if there was one artist that you can work in the studio with, regardless of COVID, like if they can call you right now and tell you like, yo, like let's do a hit right now, who would it be?
Man, I keep saying it, so I'm gonna say 1,000 Pound Fonny, cause I don't know, I've been fucking with his music for a while now. He's been really inspiring, and man, it's hard to pinpoint it to one artist too. I've been fucking with JPEG Mafia a lot, like that'd be crazy. I feel like, I just love their styles a lot, man. But maybe something that would be fire, that would blend good. I don't know, but that's who I would want to work with.
I definitely fuck with Fonny though. That's definitely one of my favorites I'll be listening to on the low though. So for all the artists out there, if you can give them one final gem before we exit out this podcast, what would be one gem that you would give the artist that will help them in their everyday career?
Yeah, I want to say it's good to have like a team with you, and people, you can't do it alone, but at the same time, like, don't get yourself held up with stuff like relying too much, on other people, and just do you, go hard doing you. Find what really drives you and your passion. Just always remember that and hold that close, and just don't ever feel like you got to step out your zone or something, Just do you. You'll be good.
that's the most honest shit I've heard. You feel me? Like, don't even be worrying about other shit. Just like, I wish I knew that before. But
Right, honestly.
But you already know though. You know, it was great having you on the podcast, bro. And make sure y'all check out my guy on all platforms. Make sure y'all listen to Big Crash. And make sure y'all listen to Knuckles First. I'm just telling y'all gonna listen to that a million times over anyway. I'm already doing it. So I'm sorry. That's just my shit, bro. I'm sorry.
Bro, I appreciate that for real. That shit blew up on TikTok, man. This is like mad people are using that shit. I don't even know how, but that shit's blowing up, dude. So I'm like, I don't know. I appreciate everything, man. For real. It's good to be on here, man. This shit's fire, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And y'all already know it's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Throw Genji in the building. Let Me Rap With You podcast. And we out of here. Catch you on the flip side, bro.
All right, bro. Peace, man.
Peace.